What's up, folks? Reggie here from What Did I Eat or Cook? And today, I talk with Shane Draper from Flavor Anonymous. He goes over what motivates him, what gets him out of bed, what his most important job was, and what he'd be doing if he wasn't in barbecue. Check out the rest of the video. Let me know what you thought. Leave your comments down below. And since you're home and stuck in the house, fill out your census. All right, smoke on. But I got Pitmaster Shane D, also known as Shane Draper. But we're going to do 20-something questions with him today. So first off, who are you and where you from?
As the Edge from YouTube said, I'm in the middle of something and nothing. I'm Shane Draper. I'm from Western Kentucky. Grew up there. Joined the military, ran away for about 20, 30 years, and came back like the prodigal son. And yeah, that's where I live now. Just down the street from where I grew up. Wanted to raise my kids here.
Cool. So you came back home. Nothing wrong with that. So we're in strange times now with this whole COVID-19 thing.
Sure.
Have you gotten to know your wife and kids any better since being shut in the past 5 days?
Well, so we're in a good situation with that because I've worked from home for the past 5-something years. So my wife's not shut in. My kids just started being shut in yesterday from school. So even though I travel a lot, we're still pretty tight. So I wouldn't say I know them anymore. It's just that now we got homework, more schoolwork mixed in with it. So,
yes. Homeschooling is a thing now.
It is. Yeah, you got to be dad, chemistry teacher, lunchroom lady, and still work.
Yep, and still work. Exactly. That's a key one to add there.
Yeah,
it's a key one to add. So some people may know who you are, and they know that you're a vet. First off, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
I got a question to ask, or actually a series of questions. You're known as Pitmaster Shane D, the Pitmaster for Gorilla Grills. Yet, now, you're kind of doing your own thing. So first, are you the Tom Brady of the barbecue world? Tom's going to the Bucks. And two, does the going out on your own remind you of your second day of boot camp?
No, on the boot camp piece. So I've always done projects for other companies. I obviously did the most of them in the public eye for Gorilla Grills, but before Gorilla, I worked with Tucker Cooker Company and a bunch of companies just because I loved them. That was it. I liked their product. I did it for free. Gave them a lot of free advice. Gave them a lot of free design advice. It's always been about the love, right? And that, in that respect, I will say Tom Brady, right? Because he, I don't know if there's a dude that loves the game probably more, like in a pure sense,
right?
More than that guy, even though I'm not a Tom Brady fan.
I'm not either, by the way,
but you can't dispute the pureness of his love for this thing he does. So yeah, there is that. But anytime you leave the initial place some know you for, you're going to get a little pushback. I think it comes from a place from uncertainty and unease because they feel like this is how they identified you. This is the cup they put you in.
Right.
And now you're trying to go to a box and they don't understand. They don't understand that you've always been Jello, meaning that you'll fit whatever you're put in and you'll firm up and you'll perform, right? So that's me right now. I just had this situation where Gorilla's great to me and I love them and I'll always help them. I always will. I mean, I want their products to be the best they can be. Does that mean we always agree? Hell no. I get in trouble all the time from those guys. But it's always from the right place, I think, as far as why things are done. And it generally works out. How long that works out, I don't know, man. All I know is I got this group of products and these things in my head. And for you creative types, I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but when you're that creative and that prolific as a songwriter, an artist, a rub sauce maker, a beat maker, whatever it is, designer.
Mm.
When you have that many things in your head running around, what happens is eventually your bucket fills up and you have this crisis. You have this existential crisis where you go, what if the world never knows that I could have done all this?
Right.
And then you go, how do I get these out of my head? Because those gifts from the Almighty and those ideas become demons that can really mess you up if you're not careful. And I had that moment, man. I absolutely just had a breakdown where it's like, I got to do something different. I got to get this stuff out of my head. I still love all the people I love.
Right.
But I kind of got to do what I got to do.
And
I know you're not going to understand this, but I still got to do it. And really had a tough conversation about some things. And I've made a lot of people mad along the way, man. And that really hurts my heart because I'm not doing it from a place of anger. I'm doing it from a place of love, meaning I love myself, and finally put myself first a little bit. So I still have a lot of battle internally with that. I mean, a lot of battle. Is this okay? Because someone's going to have their feelings hurt, or, should I say this? Should I do that? Like, it's always in my head. And then at the end of the day, I have this little thing on my shoulders that I call Zach De La Roca for Rage Against the Machine. And he's like, man, just F it. You got to do it. You got to do you.
Right.
And that's the ending comment every day is that you got to do you, because if you don't, are you being real? And I can't live without being real. That's where it's at for me.
Makes sense. So tell me a little bit about your second day of boot camp. What was that? How was that?
I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember.
No.
Boot camp was a one big blur. I really think this is where the Pitmaster Shane D and Shane Draper, they're like two, like we're together. If you guys ever watch Mr. Robot,
yep.
Like I relate to that show way fucking more than I should.
Okay.
Because I have like these voices like in my head going around, and like Elliot will check the F out, right? And he gets down to Mr. Robot just killing people,
boom, boom, boom,
and doing what you got to do to survive.
Right.
And I remember whole deployments that way, where it's like Shane, he checked out. Now it's just this hardcore mother effort's got to do what he got to do.
Right.
And Shane will check back in when they announce Liberty Call. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. But I think you do what you got to do to survive.
Agreed.
And that's what boot camp was, survival.
Yeah, so I'm told.
It wasn't that bad, but
it
was crazy, man.
So survival, the whole COVID-19 survival thing, life with no sports. How are you spending your time?
I should be spending it fixing websites, and really my plan is to spend it fixing a lot of stuff I don't have time to do.
Okay.
Because a lot of my travel, a lot of my plans have been canceled for me. So.
All right. So it's a good time to do housekeeping.
It's a good time to clean up some things, get things more squared away. The Flavor Anonymous site, not squared away. Like, it was thrown together as an afterthought because we were too busy doing business to worry about the site. And we're going to go fix it.
Okay. So I've heard of the origins of Flavor Anonymous.
Yeah.
Supposedly around a kitchen island, or was it a cooler at an event? And
it was a kitchen island.
It's made for cooks and kitchen folk. Give me a little more on that.
What it started out as is not what it is today. It really was supposed to be this kind of invisible, league of people who just kind of been shit on, taken advantage of, the line cooks and the people that were making a lot of other people famous, because quite frankly, Dylan and I have done a lot of that. But it kind of evolved into more. That anarchy symbol gets me in trouble because I look at it and I'm like, we're supposed to kind of rattle cages a little bit.
Yes, mix the pot, make people uncomfortable.
That's it. So that I'll do something. I'm like, I'll look at the logo. I'm like, we gotta mix it up a little bit. We gotta mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
So as we mixed it up, some different things floated to the top, man, and it is what it is today. It's actually become a situation where we're helping people get their products out. People who could have never co-packed before, we're helping them. So I'm proud of that. I'm real proud of that.
Cool.
It also means we're releasing some of the most uncompromised, unscrewed with, just uncorporate products out there. Like, our products wouldn't exist in most corporate environments because they freak out over profit margin or how long it takes, right, or what ingredients are in them, or, man, can we cut this and put that in because it saves us 50 cents a pound? We don't do any of that. We don't do any of that. We get the product completed, turn it in, and go. Before we even get the price in, we're like, we want 500 pounds of it. Okay. And then we get the price in, and we're like, okay. But that's what we do because we don't want to screw this up with penny pinching. And, look, you've been in a part of a lot of big businesses. There's always that one mother effort in the meeting that has to play devil advocate one too many rounds. And I'm not saying it's not from a place of being right, but what I am saying is sometimes it's from a place of wanting to hear his voice. And that one dude has ruined so many products. And Flavor Anonymous is a direct assault on that guy.
So you're saying that creative freedom is really important to Pitmaster Shane D.
It's everything. It's everything. If I don't have that, I'm not me.
Okay.
I didn't know that for a long time. I got to be honest with you. I didn't know that for a long time.
Okay.
Like, I put a face on it. And I'm like, no, it'll be okay. We'll get that next year. We'll get that next year. We'll get that next year. Well, next year became 4 years.
Right.
And I keep creating. And I keep having these things. As you get older, man, you and I, we're not far off the same age. You start having questions about legacy.
Right.
And what do I leave when I leave this earth? Because you watch a lot of your friends die.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it's like, is this how I want to call it?
Right.
The answer is no. You got to get up. You got to stand up. And you gotta do something.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. It just was, if this is my legacy, it's pretty good, but it's nowhere near what I know I can do. And that was the shame.
Okay.
And that's
where
the
outcast quote of get up, get out and get something is you taking that to heart.
Every day. I listen to that song every day. I'm not even joking with you. I listen to that song every day.
Okay.
Like, what I love about that album and those, like, when they wrote that, you got to remember, a lot of those guys, they were between 17 and like 22, 23.
Yep.
Right? And they wrote this literally in a dirt fucking basement. And there's so much truth from these 17, 18-year-olds that still apply, man. Still apply. Truth is truth.
Yes.
It doesn't matter the age, and it doesn't matter when it was spoke, but it's still true. And if you can't pull some truisms up out of Southern Playalistic Cadillac funky music, you ain't listening, man.
You ain't listening to the right song. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. So what one act of kindness from someone really impacted you in your life to make you the man you are today?
Well, that's a long list. That's a long list.
All right. Well, give me the elevator pitch version.
I would say one of the most recent. I'm so shaped by my grandfather. I mean, he was just he was a firm man, but he's a kind man. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of that in me. There's a lot of gruff. Don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm going to give you everything I got. Okay. I'll give you everything I got. I mean, I literally mean that. I mean, I'll go make more. I'll figure it out. I've always been that way. Right. But I'm not going to take a lot of your bullshit. That's just not me. But I will say Danny Montgomery is one of the kindest dudes I ever met in barbecue. He's a world champion many times over. He took me and a whole team under his wing when we didn't deserve it. We didn't even know who he was.
Okay.
And it made a big difference so early on in my life. Like, I didn't even know how good he was. I probably didn't even know he's a world champion for like the first 2.5 years I knew him. Right.
So you didn't go Google as soon as you heard the name. Okay.
Well, yeah, this is where Google is getting big, So I just took him as this old guy from Mississippi,
Uh-huh.
Tennessee line who just knew what was up,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And I listened. And then I found out how great he was. And that, I was like, wow, like the guy literally has cooked for presidents, senators, been around the world, invited to, you know, England. I mean, just all these crazy places on his talent. And he's literally off the side of a hill in Tennessee, man. I mean, that guy knows things and he knows people.
Mm.
And to put it in perspective, he's always on Chris Lilly's team at Memphis in May. There's a reason why Chris Lilly is winning.
Right.
Because you're good, but you're
Right.
great with Danny. If I could get that dude to defect, I wouldn't have minute. But he got me early on. There's just so many, man. It's hard to list them all fairly. I mean, if I'm not leaving anyone out intentionally, I mean, I am the result of a lot of kindness. Listen, Mark Graham caught me at a time when I was quitting barbecue. You know, I'll put that out there. I was going to quit. I've been sued for a lot of money over some stuff I didn't do. I wasn't in fault for. And I just said, that's it. If I can lose my whole business over some dude having a bad day, I don't know that I want to do this. And, you know, his kindness, bringing me in, let me have some input on some products. It came at a good time. It came at a good time for both of us, in fairness.
Okay.
They needed it. I needed it. I don't know that I'd be in barbecue today if it wasn't for that. So you got to, I mean, how do you want to rate those? I don't know. I don't know.
You scared of failure?
I'm scared of not doing my best.
That's fair.
It doesn't mean that I'm scared of failing.
Okay.
But I am scared of not, once you've had a couple hits and you know how good they are compared to the rest of the market, and you know you've made some of your contemporaries go, what was that guy on when he did that? You know what I mean? It's that Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan thing where it's like, damn, that dude.
Yeah.
You know? Once you've had a couple of those, you get a little sketchy about not releasing stuff up to snuff.
Okay.
So, you know, I double down. I do my homework. Like, if I can't release it, like, I'm not going to win everything. I know that. But if I can't release it with the guilt-free conscience, then I need to still do work. You know what I mean? If I taste it and go, man, that's all I can do. That's all I know right now. It's the best I can do right now. Then I can let it go. That's not to say I haven't reformulated stuff. My original AP rub that I did way back in the day has been reformulated. It was the best I could do then. I didn't know.
Right.
Now I know more and I did better, you know. So not afraid of failing. I'm afraid of not working hard enough. I'm afraid of not being enough. That's true. I'm constantly worried. Am I up to snuff enough? You know.
That's a common theme for a lot of people, but it doesn't seem like it motivates everybody the same way it does you.
That's fair. I'll own that. You know.
Okay.
I put myself in situations that I have no pedigree to be in, no real reason to be there except for just my God-given intuition and talent. Gorilla was that way. The Memphis and May teams I've been on have been that way. Dude, meetings at Ace corporate headquarters. You know what I mean? I've been that way where I'm walking in going, I'm waiting for someone to be like, why'd you let that fool in? You know,
right.
I'm just waiting for some security guy to grab me and, you know, take me out. You know,
you're out of here. You're on the spot. Yeah.
But when I sit down in those meetings and it's person to person, I recognize where my talent is, and the talent is filling voids. I hear the problems and I generate solutions that work for everybody at the table. And that's part of my Navy background, right? Intelligence specialist is how do you win? At the end of the day, it's how do you win? How do I get the bomb on target? Okay. How do I win hearts and minds to change the political scope?
Right.
How do I, you know, that's it. It's always listening for the problem to find the solution. And while I don't have a pedigree that says I'm a chef or whatever, I still bring shit to the table, and I have to honor that. Even though like there's a big insecure side of me that doesn't believe that. You know what I mean?
So that's an interesting thing. You got an insecure side of you. A lot of people say, you know, I got an insecure side, but maybe they hear this and they think, oh, okay, he did it, I could do it. I mean, it's not an easy road, though. I mean,
you know, in the Bible, was it Jacob wrestled with the angel?
Mm.
And he ended up wounded, right? Was his hip? It's been a minute, right? That's your insecurity. You got to know when to stop wrestling with it. Right. And when to just to stand up and say, listen, you're my demon. I still control you. And I got to let that go. Otherwise, you're going to wrestle with it till you're injured. And I'm serious about that. You will hurt yourself emotionally and in ways that will take years to unravel. And I've done that. I've really done that. I've hurt my family that way. It's not until getting older that I've come to realize that I have to just like do this, right? Hands up, you know, and just go, I'm not fighting you anymore, man. I need to put my heart into being better at my craft. And if that's not good enough, then I got to let the world know.
Okay.
But I can't fight with you. That's not to say we don't fight every day, though.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. What does Dad Shane Draper do on a day-to-day basis?
Rely on Mom. Thank heavens I've got a mostly understanding wife most days, but there's days, man, my life is tough. Listen, I am a tough dude to live with. I recognize that. I'm pulled 150,000 ways. But Dad Shane Draper is probably a little military, you know. I've got 2 great boys, but it didn't come from being easy on them. I'll tell you that right now. My boys know when it's time to cut the bull crap, you know what I mean? And do what they got to do because Dad's coming.
So is it you give them a look or they just hear the footsteps?
It's a little bit of both. Sometimes you got to give them the pre-warning. I mean, I had to do it yesterday over at the neighbor's house. My youngest. If she don't know where you're at, or I don't know where you're at, you grounded.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? That's your warning.
Yeah.
Next thing is you're gonna be in your room reading for 2 weeks, which to him is not a threat. He's like, really? We order me books? But every kid's different. You gotta appreciate that. You gotta love that. Some kids are tough, some kids are easy, but you gotta love it either way.
True.
But you know, Dad Shane's a lot like corporate Shane. I think you gotta. This is what is expected of you. This is what you need to do, and we're straight as long as you do something close to this. And if you don't, then we got problems. That's it.
What's the most important job you've held?
Being a dad, as usual.
I love it. I love it.
It's not always the job I give the most to, sadly. Man, I'll be honest with you. So I've been in the Navy. That was important. I've done things after the Navy as a government contractor, briefed Donald Rumsfeld. We're part of the team that did the surge that took Baghdad after the war. I've had a lot of cool jobs, man.
Yeah.
I lead a team of about 18 really great guys now at a help desk, IT help desk in San Diego. I love that job too, but they're all great jobs. But the only job that's going to last another 75 years, hopefully, or more, is my 2 kids.
I agree. As a dad of 6, I definitely agree.
6, man. Get off your butt. Holy crap. Slow down.
Hey, we got a TV late in life.
That's right. Late life. That's right. We were home late night entertainment. We didn't have no Jimmy Fallon. That's
right. So let's play a little either or. Anthony Bourdain or Justin Wilson, a.k.a. the Cajun Chef?
Yeah, Bourdain, because he had a lot of demons, man.
Okay.
And I say Justin Wilson maybe didn't. I don't know.
Right, yeah.
I identify with Bourdain's insecurities a lot. I'll be honest with you. I understand how Bourdain ended up where he did.
Yeah.
I could see that. That could happen to me. So.
Cheeseburger or fried chicken?
Oh shit, man, that's not even fair.
Hey, man, I'm
like you said, one meal or forever?
For your moment, for the moment.
Man, a good cheeseburger is something special, but I'd probably go fried chicken, man.
All right, waffle or pancakes?
Waffle.
Nas or Kid Rock?
Oh man, I mean Nas because the lyrics, but not because I was never a Kid Rock fan, so that's not even a fair one. I wasn't the biggest Nas fan when he first came out. Honestly, I thought he was a bit overrated, and then I went back like 10 years later and really listened again and figured out I was the one that was wrong in that equation.
Yeah, yeah. Flip flops or Timberlands?
I do not like shit on my feet, man. So flip flops.
All right.
I'm a beach guy.
I'm a frame this one with money is no object. Sports car or pickup truck? So that could be that Tesla pickup truck, or it could be an Aventador. I don't know. I mean,
for everyday comfort, the truck, man. But I gotta be honest with you, I got the truck. I got a great, beautiful truck, and I still want a Challenger every day. Every day. I need a fat boy sports car. That's the problem, though.
Hey, man, you and me both. I saw a guy get teased out of a Lamborghini the other day, and I was in tears for a while when I found that. It was pretty damn funny. It was pretty damn funny. He was fighting to get out, but
I would need to hire someone to ride with me to jump out and pull me out.
I hear you. Favorite season of the year?
Late summer, but not quite fall.
Okay. Outside of barbecue, what would you be doing?
IT. No question. IT.
If you could cook for anyone in the world, who would it be and what would you cook?
My grandfather.
Okay.
Anything he wanted. I miss him every day.
So he's deceased.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite thing you could cook?
Dude, that one's tough too because it moves all over the place for me.
Yeah, no, you got a big Asian influence in a lot of your spices.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a real tough one.
Okay.
I don't know that I can answer that one.
All right.
I mean, I always love ribs and barbecue, but I mean, I have such an Asian influence that I would love to go to Japan and I would love to just go to Japan and get a job in a restaurant. Like if I had all the money and my kids are grown, I would just go do that for 6 months. I swear I would.
So you'd be that Szechuan guy, or would you be the guy making the dumplings? What would you be?
Maybe like a teppanyaki guy because I think the noodles are kind of crazy.
You like
well, maybe even a ramen guy. Maybe even going to a ramen shop because it is so completely different from anything I've done that I would have to just learn a whole new way to be. Right. And I think that would have the most influence on me.
Okay. I like that. What gets you up in the morning?
Usually my dog because he's outside. But the thought that if I don't get up and do this, no one will know how great I could have been.
Okay.
I mean, that's a really weird one, but that's what I just want people, like, I have so many ideas in my head. I just want people to know.
How do you want to be known for treating people?
Fair. Not kind, not nice, fair. I give you what you deserve.
All right.
You know, you got to be honest. Sometimes you gotta bust some people up, man. You know, but that doesn't. You know, if I could trade a word for that, fair with grace. You know, you got to be grace. You gotta appreciate where someone is.
Yeah,
not give them too much, but at the same time, you know, firm but fair, man. That's my entire style with everything. Firm but fair. Parenthood, all of it. Firm but fair. So
the age of social media, everybody's got an opinion. You know, got a lot of keyboard gangsters out there.
Yeah, it's all wrong. Yeah.
So what opinion matters to you, or whose opinion, should I say, matters to you?
Mine.
Just yours?
Because I can't trust anyone else. Dylan, you know, I trust him on some things. Mike Sutherland, I trust him on some things. But the day I stop trusting my gut, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
My gut has never done me wrong. Listen, I turned in so many products, dude, and I can't. I just went through it just the other day. Hey, this blank is great, but, and that has been through every product I ever turned in, yet they keep winning. that people keep buying them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so tired of that, man. I'm so tired of that. If you built something, if you built a widget, and I go, I mean, it's all right. I can understand where you're going. But you're like, but my last 5 widgets have won awards.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, but I mean, you said it was going to be silver. This is kind of like chromey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people always got something to say. Like,
true.
And they always got something to say after it's too fucking late. And it makes me so angry some days, man. I'm like, it's done, it's in the bottle. You're about to sell it. And now you got something to say. And it just, it makes me want to tear people's heads off, man. That makes me more angry than anything, because I wear that on my sleeve way more than I should. I give a lot of really good ideas and feedback away early on. But at the end of the day, once the product's done and you got something to say, I don't know, man. I'm probably not hearing you. In fact, I can't, because the same people had shit to say for the last 5 products that yet the shit won. So I can't even listen.
All right. So what will be your wildest dream for Pitmaster Shane D for 2020, 2021? I'll take a guess and say walking across that stage at Memphis in May, but
that's important, but it's not crucial.
Okay.
I just want Flavor Anonymous to take care of Dylan's family and my family. That's it. That's it. I want to do this well enough and good enough that we're good.
Okay.
That's a humble dream, but it's attainable. And for honestly, 2020, we were on track to do it, and all this stuff. Dude, we've lost like 30 grand in cancellations in the past 2 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm not out there crying about that either. You know, I mean, people are dying, people are sick.
Right.
You got to keep that in perspective, and we'll go hustle it back, find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's not what we signed up for 2020. That's for sure. We had a different outlook on what 2020 was going to be, and that's okay. It's okay. You know, you got to trust there's a plan. You got to trust there's a plan, and the plan may not be yours. So maybe we were supposed to push the rubs out the way we are now, and we were distracted by the event stuff. I don't know. I just got to trust that in the chaos there will be order, and we're going to be okay.
So your rubs, your spices, are they meant only for barbecue guys, or this,
No, I don't like the term rub. I think seasonings are better.
Fair.
They're meant to put on anything where you want flavor, and that's everywhere, in my opinion. So,
Yep.
Are they bent at a barbecue angle? Sure. But they're good anywhere. Good is good. I mean,
but you could use it if you're frying fish. You could use it if you're scrambling your eggs or an omelet. I mean,
every rub I've got, if you want to put inside of your dry goods, if you're battering something, will work. Every one.
Okay. Who do you want to influence most?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't set out to influence anyone. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a Pitmaster Shane D sitting somewhere that, is 18, 19 years old. He might be in culinary school. Then again, he might be, on a street corner somewhere. And it's like, well, shit, if he can do it, why can't I?
Well, that's true. If someone that's fat and ugly can make it, you can too, brother. But I don't, I take the Charles Barkley approach a little bit in that. I don't go out of my way to be a role model, but it's not that I'm doing anything that's not a role that you couldn't replicate and be okay with. But I'm saying my truths may not be your truths. Right. And you got to recognize that. What drives me may not be able to drive you. What drove Kobe couldn't drive Jordan. They were two different people. What drove Jordan couldn't drive Kobe, because Jordan played out of spite a lot of times.
Sure did.
But I think if anything, you got to be motivated by your truths. And sometimes it takes until you're 45 to figure out what that is. So, I mean that. I mean, I wish the 40-something-year-old me went and talked to the 18-year-old me who was convinced by 30 I was going to be a millionaire, and just been like, you're not even going to figure out what you want to do till you're 35.
Yeah.
Just a hint, you know. I hope I influence my kids to be better people, man. I hope I influence them to be better than I am. That's what I hope.
Right.
That's what we hope for everybody, is that we want them to be better than we are, because we know what's really inside versus what we're putting on the outside. So we always hope the next generation is better somehow.
Cool. So I know your time is valuable. I know you got a lot to do today. Last question.
This is the last one? We get through 20?
It's the last one, man.
Some good, deep questions. I like it.
How do the people watching reach you and support your movement?
Well, you support Flavor Anonymous. You don't support me. I think you either get on board with what Flavor Anonymous is doing and you understand it, and it's for you, or it's not. What's that line, Reg? You had to help me out. And he's like, at the end of the Outcast album, you know, it's like, if you understand these truths on this album, you know, then this is for you.
Right.
But if you think this is about what do you say, pimping hoes and slamming Cadillac doors, then it's probably not for you.
Not for you. Yeah.
That's what Flavor Anonymous is, man. It's either for you or it's not. We think we got a product that you'll like, no matter who you are. But we call our fans flavor freaks for a reason. They get it, man. They get it. Like, this stuff is like a worm that will eat at you and get in your brain, man, these flavors, and it'll drive you a little crazy. So that's what we've set out to do, is be that kind of product that is beyond just a sauce or rub. It's a movement. It's a feeling. It's a family. It's just more, man. We feel like barbecue's kind of jumped the shark and it's full of its own crap right now. We don't want to be that. Yeah. We want something bigger. We want something better. We want something bolder. And that's it. That's what we set out to do. And if that's what you think this is, you probably want to ride with us. You know, if you don't understand why we would do these things, you probably don't want to ride with us. Right. You know, it's just how it is.
So the Flavor Anonymous website,
FlavorAnonymous.com.
Okay. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, at Flavor Anon or at a Flavor Anonymous. You know, we do a lot of public stuff, man. Reg, you've done some review videos, but we're always looking for people to do. In fact, we're going to give away some more stuff. If you got the cure, you use the cure, or the new chicken rubs coming out, or any of the products, you need to use them and put them on our page so we can go back and find them, because we give away, you know, these Yeti, you know, thermoses and all this stuff just to people doing that because we appreciate it, you know.
Very cool.
So we definitely want more of that. We don't want to be the ones doing the videos. I know that sounds crazy. We love doing the videos. Dylan and I have a great time. If you saw that chicken video, my mama would not be proud of that video. But there's some references in that video that probably should not be there. I should have cut out. As an editor, I should have cut that out. But it's an insight into who we are. So
yeah, I mean, there's an honest banter between you and Dylan. It looks like you guys have, you know, been childhood friends or brothers for like ever.
Well, I think when you find that writing partner, or that, it's like the bass guy finally found the guy who plays the same groove on the drums, right? And when they get in lockstep, some crazy James Brown stuff happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some crazy beats, some crazy rhythm that doesn't even make sense on paper, but they sound good, right? And I'll never forget. Well, that's my favorite quote from James Brown, is that one of his bass players is like, James, you can't even do that time signature. He's like, why not? It feels good.
Feels good, right?
It feels good.
Yeah.
And that's what matters. So, and I think that's what Dylan and I have. We come from very different backgrounds, but yet very similar backgrounds at the same time. He figured out early on what he wanted to do. I just now figured out what I wanted to do, you know. He got involved in the culinary world early. I went and traveled the world. We're both very naturally gifted. I can't chef it up the way he does.
Right.
You know, I can soul it up. You know, I can bring you some soul food. I can bring you what's in my heart. And it's just different, and it's cool to watch it. Like I'm always watching him picking up stuff, and the ideas I bring to the table sometimes are straight up stuff like he's like, that shouldn't work. I'm like, yeah, but try it. And he's like, all right, it worked, man. You know, I wouldn't have done it that way, but that's cool,
right.
you know.
Right.
But we leave enough room in the margins for that stuff, and that's important. That's why Flavor Anonymous works. I mean, it's us two. Mike Sullivan's kind of joined the fray as the third amigo. We're looking to bring people like yourself on board as this thing grows, because it's about finding the right people with the right soul and the right passion to surround yourself with, more than the most talented person today. I'll make you the most talented person if you work with me long enough.
Right.
You know, I'll get you where you need to go. That old saying that, you know, God never picked the ready. You know, he made those that he picked ready.
That's right.
And not that I'm God in any way, but that's what we're looking at. It's like, we're not looking for the guy who's the most talented right now, but we know if you bounce around with us and you run with us long enough, we identify something in you that's going to be real talented, you know.
So all those rocks got to tumbling around together, and next thing you know, they're all polished.
That's what we're hoping for.
All right.